Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hello, how are you?
Fine. Just finished wake up.
All right, a little sleepy yet?
Yeah,
I imagine. So, but we are basically in the middle of the week, so just let's reset a little bit.
almost. It's almost Friday.
Almost, yes. Do you work on weekends or do you have weekends off?
I have weekends off. We
That's
work
great.
until Friday.
Ah, that's great. So, yeah, let's resist a little bit. It's almost Friday. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Do you start your teeth immediately after the class or do you have time for breakfast?
No, I when I finish classes, I start working.
Immediately.
Yeah,
Oh my
I start
gosh.
when I finish it at 6.
At 6 p.m.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So thank you so much for being here. You are doing a big effort. I appreciate it.
I think.
And your classmate, my gosh, your classmates are not here. Well, I hope your classmate can join us soon. We are going to start.
Okay.
Um, just let me ask you, did you already start working on the platform?
No, I not yet. But I see the platform.
Okay, perfect. So if you have questions about the exercise, you can let me know and I will help you, right?
Okay.
Actually, the exercises are not so complicated, right? It's kind of pretty simple. And the idea is every week we have to finish the 25%.
Okay.
So for example, at the end of this week, we can work the 25%, next week, 50%, and so on and so on. So by the end of the month, we are going to have the 100%. Okay, very good. Well, let's start. I'm going to share the presentation. Good morning, girls. Welcome to the class.
Good morning, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Excellent,
We
pretty
are,
good.
we are in the middle of the week.
Yes, we are almost Friday. Friday is
Yes.
closer. Let's resist. I know that you might be tired, sleepy, so let's resist a little bit. And Michelle, how are you, Michelle?
Pretty fine, pretty fine. Yeah, just 2 more days and we can sleep more.
I know. So let's start. Just a reminder, girls, as I was saying to Claudia, don't forget that by the end of this week, we need to have the 20% on the platform. Okay, remember 20% every week. Did you already start it? Did you already start the platform or not
Not
yet?
yet,
Not really,
but
but
I will
I
start
promise I
soon.
will try to start today.
Okay, and you, Paola?
Not yet. I will try today. Too.
Okay, yes. Try it, please. Don't leave it at the last time because you are going to accumulate a lot of exercises. So it's better if you go little by little. Okay, now let's start. I'm going to share the presentation. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Okay, everyone, this is the class number 3. Today is June 14th. And do you remember the topics that we have been studying?
Yes.
Uh-huh. What is it?
Wait. Um, well, the relative clause.
Ah, very good. Exactly. Relative clauses. And if you remember, we have 2 types of relative clauses. Do you remember them?
Um, the, defining and not defining.
Correct. Exactly. So we got defining and not defining. The difference, defining, we have necessary information. In the non-defining, we have just extra information. And if you remember, in the non-defining, we need to put the extra information between commas. Understood? Do you have any questions so far, guys, about defining and not defining clauses?
No, teacher.
No? All right. So let's have a practice. I have here different sentences, and I want you guys to use the correct relative clause to complete the sentences. And then I want you to tell me if you consider that is a defining or not defining clause. Okay? So be careful, try to read carefully, try to understand the meaning. Look at the first one says, this restaurant, oh, this is a restaurant, da, 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 da. You can find many different cuisines from around the world. So what do you think? What is the correct relative clause to complete these sentences?
Where?
Where? Yes. And in this scenario, guys, what do you think? What kind of relative clause is this? Is defining or not defining?
Non-defining.
Non-defining? So basically, where you can find different cuisines is just extra information or is
Oh.
necessary information?
It's necessary. It's defining.
Ah, exactly. Very good job. Okay, how about the number 2? The moment da, 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 I found out the exam result was da, 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 da. Uh-huh.
I think it's when.
When? Okay, let's try. Yes, pretty good. And what kind of relative clause is this?
Defining.
Defining, exactly. This is very necessary information. Pretty good job. Okay, number 3, volunteer for reading, please.
Those, wait, let me check. Those are eager to join the Spanish class should sign up by tomorrow. Those who are eager to join the Spanish class should sign up by tomorrow.
Correct. Exactly. If you see here, we are talking about people. So defining or not defining?
Defining.
Totally. Very good job. Volunteer for the next one, please.
Los
Uh-huh.
Angeles, which is one the most visited tourist destination, is a fascinating city.
Okay, let's see. Totally correct. Exactly. So in this case, we are taking Los Angeles as an object, right? And what kind of clause is this? Defining or non-defining? Uh-huh.
In this case, is not non-defining.
Exactly. Pretty good job. So look, this one is just extra information. And remember, when we have just extra information, we need just to put it between commas. Excellent job. Okay, volunteer for the next one, please.
I would like to know the reason why you decide not to join us.
Okay, so let's try it. Very good job. That's the one. So it is pretty easy, guys, to analyze the sentences. If you see, we just need to check what kind of relative clause we need to use. Okay, let's continue. What is the next one? Volunteer, please.
The Amazons, which where warrior nature is stressed in Greek mythology, have been a popular subject for the movie industry.
Okay. It's not which. Look. So what could it be? If it is not which, what could it be?
Ah, maybe it must be who warrior.
Who?
No. I don't know.
No worries. Everybody, what do you think? Help her.
Where?
Where? Not
I think
really.
it's whose.
Whose? Yes, that is the one. What is the difference between whose and who?
Whose is about the possessive.
Exactly. So in this case, we are talking about the possessive. So that's why we say whose. And what kind of relative clause is this one? Defining or non-defining?
No defining.
Correct. Non-defining. This is just extra information. Okay, volunteer for the next one, please. Uh-huh.
The Louvre Museum, which more than, oh my goodness, what number? 350, no, 3, Thousand.
It's like
Yeah.
this?
Yes.
300?
3,000 or 300.
350,000.
1,000. Okay. 350,000 works are kept in the most visited art museum in the world.
All right. So,
which?
Which?
Oh.
So guys, what do you think? What is the correct one? Where, when, who?
Is where.
Where?
Where?
Where? Now, be careful with this one. I know that we can be a little bit confusing with when we are taking the place as an object and when we are just talking about the place. And that's why sometimes we can get confused with which and where. All right? But in this scenario, yes, we are going to use where. The next one, volunteer for reading, please.
Okay, me. The early Bronze Age was a period where the
Which one?
where
Continue reading, please.
Where the climate was significantly warmer and drier than today. Or which?
Okay, it's not
When?
where.
When?
When?
Look.
When, yes, you're talking about period, yeah. Sorry.
That's correct. Pretty good job. So in this case, remember we can change it, but we are talking about period, specifically is time. So we use when. Nice job. Okay, let's see how many sentences do we have. Oh, okay. Anyone is interested in mountaineering should have enough physical strength to endure the harsh condition. So, which one can I use?
Who?
Okay, let's try with who. Perfect. Is this a defining or not defining clause?
Defining.
Defining. If you see, we cannot omit this information. It's totally essential. Volunteer for the next one?
Creating a website which is accessible to colorblind people can make a big difference.
Okay, so which?
Yes, I think.
Totally, pretty good job. The next one, volunteer? Uh-huh.
One of the reasons why most of us change because we need to just adapt to the changing life conditions.
Okay, so he said why. Let's see. Pretty good. If you are explaining reasons, let's use why. Very good job. And the last one, guys, volunteer. What is the answer here?
The 19th century, I'm not sure, the 19th century artist whose name I couldn't remember was very prolific and his time.
Okay. Pretty good. In this case, we are talking about possessive, right? And is a defining or not defining clause?
Non-defining.
Correct. In this case, if you see, we have the information between commas, so that means it's just extra information. We can omit it. Pretty good job. Easy or difficult, the exercise? What do you think? Uh-huh. Easy? Difficult?
I think both.
50-50 maybe, right? All right. So actually, guys, you did it great. We just need to be a little bit more careful, right? Now, any questions with the relative clauses?
No.
No?
No.
Excellent. Okay, if you don't have questions, let's move on to another type of clauses. But now we are going to use, instead of relative clauses, we are going to use adverbial clauses. So what does it mean? If you remember, in the relative clauses, we connect the sentences with double H words. And in this type of clauses, we are not going to connect the sentences with double H words. We are going to connect the sentences with adverbs. So how are we going to do this? Let me show you an example. The adverbial clauses, guys, is basically the same idea. We have two sentences, but we have to connect the sentences with adverbs. To be more specific, we are going to use adverbs of time. And look at this example. When the sun rises, so that is one sentence. And I have another one. We will escape. One of the characteristics of these adverbial clauses is that they cannot be alone. If I omit this sentence and I say, when the sun rises, does it make sense? Imagine if I say, guys, when the sun rises, does it make sense?
No.
No.
No, right? You will be like, okay, what happens? What will happen when the sun rises? Okay, so this type of clauses, they cannot be alone. We always need another one, the other clause, to have the complete sense. Okay, let's see some of the adverbs that you can use to connect the sentences. In this case, guys, we have different type of adverbs, but we are going to use, or in these moments, we are just going to think about the time, okay? What adverbs of time we can use? Look, we can use after. Do you remember the meaning of after? Yes?
Yes.
Absolutely, right? We can use also as soon as, before, by the time, once, I mean, all of these ones. These are adverbs of time. These are the ones that we can use to connect the sentences. Is there one of these adverbs that you don't remember what the meaning is? Or all of them are totally clear?
Maybe whenever.
All right, guys, do you remember whenever?
Yes.
Yes, no? Whenever, well, this one is, if you want to translate it, can be with two translation, is like cuando sea or siempre que, right? So whenever you want, for example, when do you want to go to the mall? Whenever you want, cuando sea, right? Or siempre que. This is like when a condition is inside. I want to go to the mall whenever the weather is perfect. Okay, those are the meanings for whenever. Understood?
Understood.
Is there any other one, guys, that you don't remember the meaning? No? Okay, what is the pronunciation of this one?
Since.
Since, pretty good. Sometimes we say signs, but remember, since, that's the correct one. And remember that we have till and until, they are just the same, okay? The meaning is exactly the same. Till is just like a shorter way to say that, but they are basically the same. Okay, now what are we going to do? We have to join two sentences. I have the main clause, for example, the man finished. And I have the other clause is his boss complained. And now look, we don't have double H words anymore. Now we are using the adverb to connect the sentences. So the man finished after his boss complained. Again, this sentence cannot be alone. So if I omit this one, after his boss complained. So it doesn't make sense by itself. So we always need the other main clause. Sorry, is that clear? Yes? Volunteer,
Yes.
please, for reading the next example.
The nurse registers him when he gave her ID, his ID.
Thank you. So look, I have two sentences. And again, I have here the adverb. So guys, basically this one is exactly the same as the relative clauses. The only difference is that we are not using double H words, but the adverbs. In this scenario, guys, we don't have like defining or not defining clauses. Why? Because in this case, we always need the other sentence. The adverb clauses, they cannot be alone because it doesn't make sense. Imagine if I say, guys, as soon as she makes the call, doesn't make sense. We are like, what? What happens as soon as she made the call? Until the lesson finishes. Okay, but what happens? It doesn't make sense. They cannot be alone. Is it clear? Yes?
Yes.
Any questions? All right, if you don't have questions, let's have a practice. I have some sentences here and we just have to decide what will be the correct adverbial clauses. We can use before, after, whenever, while, until, as soon as. So let's read carefully and let's find out the answer. Look at in the number 1, for example. Be careful with the microphones, guys. I went up to my room to drop off my bags. Ta-da-da-da-da. I checked in. So what is the correct or what will be the best option to connect these sentences?
While.
Which one?
While.
While,
After.
after,
Yes, after.
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 after, okay. So it says, I went up to my room to drop off my bags after I checked in. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Volunteer for the number 2, and then I will be asking individually, okay? Number 2, who wants to try?
While
Okay, read the full sentence, please.
I saw a stranded dolphin while I was walking down the beach.
All right. What do you think, guys?
Yes.
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 All right, let's imagine that this is a quiz. So at the end of the exercise, we are going to see the answers and we are going to see how much your score is. Rocio, can you pick one of your classmates, please?
Let me see. Saul.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
We have the way here on the tree. As soon as.
Okay.
Okay, we have better way here on the tree. As soon as the rain slows down a bit, down a bit.
Okay. Well, later we are going to see the answers, no worries. Can you pick someone, please? One of your classmates?
Sure. See, Ricardo.
Thank you.
I promise I will call you soon. After we get there.
After?
Yeah, I think it's after.
Okay, no worries. We are going to see the answers later. Pick one of your classmates, please.
Rafael.
Okay. Rafael, number 5, please.
Okay. We'd better start or hike back to camp. Before it gets dark.
All right. Before?
Yes.
All right. Pick one of your classmates, please.
Let me see. Salvador Lauda.
Thank you. Salvador, number 6.
Okay. Don't forget to brush your teeth before you go to sleep.
Okay. Pick one of your classmates.
Oh, Michelle.
Okay, Michelle, number 7.
I will let you know as soon as I get any information about your promotion.
Okay. Pick one of your classmates.
Ricardo.
Okay. Oh, I think Ricardo already participated, right?
Sorry. David?
Okay. Number 8.
Okay, I don't bother to call me whenever you have any problem.
Okay. Pick someone, please.
Danilo.
Okay, Danilo, number 9.
You should pick up Daniel from work after you finish your dinner.
Okay. Pick one of your classmates.
See the names. Paola.
Okay, Paola, number 10, please.
I prefer to drive while I have a chance to travel.
Okay.
No, whenever I have chance to travel.
Okay, pick someone, please.
Let me see. Claudia.
Okay, Claudia, 11, please.
You can go anywhere after you finish your assignments.
Okay. Is anyone missing? Or did everybody already participated? I think that is missing someone, but I don't know who. Okay, well, volunteer for the next one. I didn't know about the accident.
Until I talk to Sam.
Until I talked to Sam. Okay. I called the firefighters.
Why?
While
I saw the smoke coming from the forest.
Okay, everybody, yes?
Maybe as soon as.
As soon as.
As soon as I saw the smoke. Okay. I feel homesick. After?
Yeah, after I ate a homemade cake.
Okay, and the last one, we are going to stop in the 15. My hands begin to shake nervously.
When I'm angry.
But I don't have the option when.
No.
Why?
So which one?
Why I'm angry.
While? All right, let's stop there because of the time. So, are you sure of your answers?
Maybe, but I have a question because I don't know if more than one adverb can apply. Because
sometimes.
Yeah, because I think sometimes depends of the, I don't know, the context of the situation, right?
Or the intention,
okay.
right? Okay. So yeah, sometimes guys, we can use different, okay? It's going to depend on the context, the intention of the speaker. Unfortunately, in these sentences, we don't have the full context. So we don't know exactly what was happening. That's why it can be a little bit difficult to identify which one will be the correct one. However, the idea, guys, is to know exactly the meaning for these adverbs. Well, let's check the answers. And correct. All right, look at this one. You can go anywhere after you're finished your assignment. It says that it's not after, so until will be better. Okay. So the other ones are correct. Look at this, very good job. Okay, what about here? We had better wait here under the tree.
Until.
It's better until, right? Until the rain slows down. So we are putting a limit, all right? So But again, guys, remember, depending on the context, it makes sense with different ones. But the idea is to memorize exactly the meaning for each adverb. Is it clear? Yes?
Yes.
What is the difference? Okay, like summary, what is the difference between the relative clauses and the adverbial clauses? What is the difference?
In relative clauses, we have defining and non-defining, and we use WH words. And adverbial clause, this no makes sense if we don't have the other sentence.
Very good. Okay. Do you agree with her, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Excellent. And remember, guys, relative clauses, we connected with WH words. Simple. Adverb clauses, as it works says, we use adverbs to connect the sentences. Any questions so far? Nope. Okay, let's move on. Yesterday, we were talking about the cost of work stress. Do you remember the vocabulary that we learned yesterday? Can you name some of the words that we studied yesterday? Oh my gosh, you don't remember, huh? I will give you one. For example, yesterday we talked about anxiety. That is one. What else? Do you remember any other word? Burnout. Yes. What else? Oh my goodness.
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. Guys, we need to try to review the vocabulary so we don't forget it. All right. So we were studying different vocabulary related to stress and all the issues that the stress has in our bodies. So we talk about burnout, anxiety, unwind, cope with, overwhelm, and so on and so on. Let's see. I need a volunteer to explain me what burnout is. What is the meaning for burnout?
I have an explanation. Maybe it's not the best one, but
try, no worries.
For me, burnout is when you are exhausted about do something. Like I'm working in, I don't know, a matrix, an Excel, or something, right? But I have burnout. I can't do anything more because I'm exhausted and I'm done with it. And I need to stop, rest a little bit, and maybe continue in a couple minutes or a few time.
Do you agree, guys?
Yeah.
Actually, it makes a lot of sense. Remember that burnout is exactly that. When you feel exhausted. Remember that you can have stress, but it's only in your mind, right? Like a lot of thoughts, anxiety, everything, but it's just in your mind. When you start to feel it in your body, that is already burnout, okay? Exhausted, you feel pained, you don't have the strength to continue working. Very good. Okay, what is the meaning for unwind? Do you remember, guys?
Unwind is when you feel relaxed.
Okay, exactly. Unwind, remember that is a verb and is synonym to relax. You take your time to calm down. Don't think about the job. Don't think about anything that makes you feel anxious. It's just to relax. Now, what is the meaning for cope with? Do you remember?
Manage problems and find a solution.
Remember that cope with is similar to deal with. You tolerate the situation, but also you have to try to find a solution. What else? What else? Eating your emotions. What was that? Do you remember?
It's when you, for example, you feel angry, but you cannot do anything because you have to keep calm.
You have to pretend, right, that everything is all right. So eating your emotion is that you're feeling a lot, but you don't express your emotions. Okay. And yesterday we were talking that that is not healthy. All right. Now let's speak. We have some questions over here. I'm going to send the questions on WhatsApp's group so you can practice with your classmates, or you can take the screenshots if you want. We have around 15 minutes and I want to everybody participates. Try to give details in your answers. And if there is a word that you don't understand, you can ask your classmates, but remember, don't translate. Okay, let me send the questions and I want to everybody talk. This is your moment. Try to organize your ideas to provide a nice answer. Just imagine that you are talking to your supervisor maybe, and you need to provide a very good answer. Okay, I'm sending the questions on WhatsApp groups, and let me just create the groups. One moment. Let's see. I already sent the questions. Let me know if you can see it. Yes? Can you see the questions on WhatsApp group?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, let's go to practice.
And the tip.
Hello, Daniel.
Okay. And well, our first question is, what do you do to help you cope with stress? Well, in my case, when I feel stress and I know that my emotions are becoming to angry, frustration, and all of that, I stand up from my spot, go out from the office, breathe, and I take a little rest and clear my mind, my thinking. So yeah, that's what I do to cope with stress.
Okay. Okay, that sounds great.
And you, Michi?
In my case, well, I try to do exercise every morning because I think is my way to try to start the day in the best way, right? So, but maybe when we have to deal with some client or some difficult meeting, I try to breathe, and also I try to give that advice to my coworkers, because sometimes it's difficult. So I try to breathe, and also when all the things turns complicated, I also try to go for a walk. When I am in my home, I try to also stand up, breathe, try to go for maybe a coffee, or
Okay.
depends, a coffee or a tea. Yeah. And for example, when I in Bogota, I try to have 10 minutes and go to the park. We have a park near of the apartment.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I try to go for a walk, try to breathe fresh air, and then come back and start again. So
Uh-huh.
I think that is the way that I try to cope with a complicated situation and with the stress.
Yes, I like the something that you mentioned, start again. I think it's very important.
Yeah.
And you, Danilo,
Well,
what do you do to deal
in
with stress?
my case, if I in the office, what I do is just get up to my desk and start to walking in the office. But since I go from my desk to the kitchen and go back. If I'm in my house, what I do is I have a guitar next to my desk, so after a long meeting or working too much time, I used to play like 5 minute guitar that help me to relax. And then I continue with all the tasks of the day.
Okay, nice. Okay, and the second question is,
To cope with the stress, because I feel that it stresses me a little bit more.
Okay, good one. In my case, well, I try to do what I'm doing for my own, which is the cup of coffee. If the person don't drink coffee, I go for a Coke or something like related with it. And well, we're talking about something else, not work, not the stress situation, just to release his mind, right? And continue with the activity after a couple of minutes. Maybe is the situation that I then am do for that person.
I think that I think that in those situations I can listen the people that I don't have the words for them to make them feel better. So I think
Yeah.
that's a problem that I have.
Yeah, you have to go out of that situation just for a couple of minutes, just to release your mind, right? Well, we can go with the third one. Which has been the most stressful work environment for you? What caused you stress in your opinion? Oh, for me, it's easy. Which is for you?
Well, I think that in the last job that I had, I did I didn't make a mistake. Other person did a mistake, and I was trying to solve the problem. So it was late, and it was time to go to home, and I was waiting for my boss to have time to attend me, and at that moment, okay, he was with other people, talking with other people,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, David, but you sound very low. Can you try to speak a little bit louder?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, much better.
Okay. I think that the problem was that my dog was barking. So I don't know. The
I was
part that
listening
you hear.
the last job that you had in
Okay.
grew after that situation, but
Okay. In the last job that I had, there was a problem that was caused by other people, and I was trying to solve it. And I was waiting for my boss to be available, and he was talking with other people. It was around 1 hour after work, or I was doing overtime, and he never finished to talk with other people. So I decided to go because it will take around 2 or 3 hours for him to finish. And at that moment, he stand up and told me, "Where do you go right now?" and I said, "Well, you're busy." And it was a frustrated situation because I was doing nothing at that moment, and I was doing OT, so I didn't find any situation why I had to stay there doing nothing. and I said, okay, probably tomorrow we could continue. So he told me that inside all the people that was there at that moment. So I feel kind of frustrated at that moment.
Jesus.
And yes, and it caused me a lot of stress. I went to my car and I stayed there around 30 minutes thinking about the situation. And after that, with all my partners, I started to talk about that, and they gave me the reason because I told Eden I was waiting for him around almost all the afternoon. So yes, it was a kind of frustrated situation.
Yeah, totally. Well, in my case, not that kind of road, but even with my last job, because I had to glad with one thing, because I earned the aptitude to be more critical with my work, or with the work that I assume for others. In this case, the name of the thing is professional acceptance. It's like you had to be more critical with the work that you assume for others, because if your work depends in part of others, you have to be critical with it. So I earned that knowledge with my last job, because I was project leader in some operations department, and I had to assume a lot of things. But you really know if the thing that you assume are correct or not, because other people did, right? So for me, it was very stressful, because it doesn't depend of you, depends of other persons. In this case, you present that work. If the work doesn't apply with the requirements, the mistake is yours, not the others. But your work depends of others is a creepy situation, right? But
well, in that case, I don't think that the mistake is yours. Probably.
By stress, you don't feel motivated, and you don't want to follow sometimes. And with stress, you feel excited and motivated.
I think that was I think we are in the same page about the good and bad stress. Interesting.
So did you finish all the questions?
Yes, teacher.
Excellent. All right, so let's see if you paid attention to your classmates. Tell me, Saul, how does Rocio cope with the stress?
For example, he's trying to stop the jobs and maybe visit some places, go out something night, and try to speak with someone about other things that's not generate stress for her. Things like that, and I don't know, trying to how to say to not think in the problem, just to relax and breathe.
Okay, Rocio, is that true? Is that the way that you cope with stress?
Yeah, this is some way that I live with the stress.
Okay, so tell me you about Claudia. How does she cope with the stress?
She, I try to remember. She said that she tried to don't think in the stress situation and try to relax.
Claudia, is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, I hope so, guys. You're paying attention. So tell me, Claudia, about Saul. But let's see. What does he think about the difference between good stress and bad stress? What does he say? What did he say? Sorry.
Okay. I think that it was a good conversation. Saul and Rocio thought the similar that has the good stress and the bad stress exists. Saul says that for the stress, for a good stress is when he plays the video games and he had to do, or he has, yeah, he has to do something in the video games and they try it and try and try it again. That's a good stress. That's it.
And they got angry when they are playing video games, right?
Maybe.
Okay, very nice. Thank you, guys. Let's go back to the main room because we don't have more time, okay?
Nice.
What's up, everybody? Let's go back. Before leaving, because we don't have more time, just let's see little details that I was listening in different groups. Can I say a coffee or a tea? Can I say that? A coffee, a tea?
A cup of coffee?
If you say a cup of coffee, yes, because you are specifying the container. But if you are just saying coffee or tea, remember we cannot say because they are uncountable. Can I say a person don't?
No, doesn't.
What is the correct one?
Doesn't.
People.
In this
People
case, you have two options. You can say people doesn't, person doesn't because it's singular, or people don't. What is the past of decide?
Decided.
Decided. So be careful if you're talking in past, tell me the verbs in past. It was a frustrated situation.
Frustrating.
That's correct. ING, because in this case, I'm talking about something, not feelings. Other persons?
people.
Correct. So little details, but we have to keep in mind them and don't make the same mistakes. So guys, we don't have more time. Do you have any questions before leaving?
No.
Nope.
No, teacher.
All right. Don't forget to work on the platform, please. Have a wonderful day, guys, and see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye.
See you. Bye bye.